Yeah, 411.
Okay.
We're coming at 19 at 245 Southwest 24 Road. I'll advise on it.
Yeah, 411, just hold on 1400. Attention is one of the reckless driver in a dark blue Nissan Rogue, November Alpha Charlie Charlie 6196 southbound on Dixie from 37 at 1402.
Sorry guys, just getting situated here. Making sure everything's in order. Hey, El Marino, how you doing? Well, looks like it's just gonna be us for the moment. So I wanted to take a little bit of a different approach today. First of all, hi, good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy Friday. We're gonna go for about an hour today, and I figured we'd take a cruise through parts of Miami like we normally do, through the patrol areas. And we'll catch some history, visit a couple of sites, some historical sites. This might be a little, blasé, but we're gonna go to Vizcaya, and then we're gonna go to the Olympia Theater. We'll cruise by those, talk a little bit about them, their history, kind of how they came to be, who owned them, who owns them now. Well, whatever I can gather, whatever information I can gather. This isn't scripted, so, and I don't know everything about everything. I've done a little bit of quick studying here in the car as I put this together. But I want this to be interactive, So we'll take a cruise, catch up on some history, talk about what's going on in Miami this week. The scanner will be in the background. If we hear anything that pops off, or if anything happens, we'll cut to that, as needed. And if something happens near us, or some major event happens, even if it's far from us, we'll cut to that as well. We'll go to that as well. So let's see. Where are we? So in the news this week in Miami, there was did you guys hear about that heist? The $2 million heist. I think it's pretty appropriate for Miami PD scanner segment for us to talk about that, particularly since the person involved was a former Miami PD officer, and then subsequent security guard at it's been quiet the last day. So this guy was a security guard at the arena. Apparently the news broke that this retired Miami PD officer who worked at at heat security is facing federal charges. Prosecutors say that he stole over $2 million in stuff, 400 plus items, or like heat jerseys, like game worn heat jerseys, and some other memorabilia, I guess. The one that stands out the most is essentially LeBron's game worn jersey, that I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he sold for $100,000, if I'm not mistaken. But then later on, that jersey ended up at Sotheby's, the auction, that high value item auction site. It ended up there, and it sold for something like $3.7 million. They still don't know how all that stuff made it out, into the market. The FBI is involved. I mean, it was a big story. Did you guys hear about that? It was pretty insane, actually. Hey, for those of you who don't know, I don't know who's tuned in there. I guess we've got 4 people or so with us. But for those of you who don't know, I'm driving around and listening to the scanner in the background. Actually, are we listening to the scanner in the background? Doesn't seem like it. Give me a second. Yeah, let me put on the South District. Yeah, so it's there.
So stations holding 5 calls, 4 are going to be timed out. I have no units available.
So right now there's no units available in the city. They're holding 5 calls. 4 of them are timed out. So they're going to probably start cross dispatching here soon. But anyway, yeah. So those of you who are just joining us, there's a chat down there on YouTube. There's also one on Rumble. So if you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, you could chat with me. So we can interact. The whole idea of this is to make it interactive. So yeah, this heist. Has anybody heard about this heist? It's a big one. It's a big story. It's all over the place, actually. Hey there, Mrs. Miami PD Scanner. So we've got Mrs. Miami PD Scanner with us today. She's back at Miami PD Scanner Studios, manning the control room as always. Thank you, Mrs. Miami PD Scanner. Really appreciate it. It's quite nice of you to do this for us. Hey, Becca, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. So yeah, as I was saying, this heist. was a former Miami PD officer who was, you know, retired. I think he's 62 years old. He was working as a security guard for the Miami Heat at the arena, and he's been charged with something like, you know, or accused allegedly for stealing over $2 million worth of memorabilia, like game jerseys, you know, other memorabilia, and one of them was LeBron's, I think it was Game 7, the 2013 Finals jersey. He allegedly sold it for $100,000, and then later it ended up at Sotheby's at auction, and it got they got $3.7 million for the jersey. It's a pretty big heist. But anyway, moving on. There's are you guys familiar with the Biscayne Bay cleanup effort? The that Bonanza 2025. It's the 43rd. I think it's the 43rd cleanup. Dude, I really need to get this. These stories straight. Sorry, guys. This is the first time I'm doing this. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to kind of get a recap for everything that's happened this week. And apparently this story is from April, so let's skip that one. But anyway, yeah, good job, guys, cleaning up the bay. Awesome, thank you. Basically, what they do during that thing is they clean up all the plastic and anything that's in there. So we're headed out to Vizcaya now. I guess we'll talk about that in a minute. Do you guys know anything about Vizcaya? Anybody have any of the history of Vizcaya? Some rich guy owned it. I think it was Deering, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Deering. So it was built, they started building it in 1914, and I think they completed it in 1922. It took them a good 8 years to finish it. It was, El Marino says she's been in Miami for 50 years and never been there. Well, we're going there now. We're gonna go take a look at it now. So yeah, it was built in 1914 by James Deering. It was completed in 1922. James Deering was the heir to the International Harvester fortune. This is, I don't know if you guys know about International Harvester, but they look like they made a bunch of different types of vehicles, trucks, small utility vehicles, but mainly the ones that you would recognize, they look like roofless Broncos essentially. It's like a Bronco with a you know, without a top, or with a soft top, you know, like a bimini or a bikini top. So yeah, that's International Harvester. So the vision with Vizcaya was essentially to create a, am I going the right way? No, I'm not going the right way. I'll go in and come back around. So the vision with Vizcaya was basically to create like a European style villa, you know, in the tropics, in Miami. I don't know if you could see these two columns here. This entire area down here, the Deering, essentially the Deering property from Vizcaya all the way to the Deering estate was actually owned and actually past US 1. So from north to south, from Vizcaya all the way to the Deering estate, and then east to west, this their property extended out past US 1 and almost to Coral Way is a humongous amount of land that they owned, and they ultimately ended up donating most of it to the city, part of the original architecture. We might drop a connection here a little bit. I'm not sure. It looks like we're not doing very well with a connection here, but it's fine. Halfin is the guy who handled the style and the interiors. Studied fine arts in Paris and all the rest of it. The property back then was something like 130 acres. Something like 130 acres. But that's just the piece of property that Vizcaya itself was on. The actual property today still sits on about 50 acres, but the property actually owned by Deering was much larger. Sorry about the connection here, guys, but obviously we're kind of just driving through a bad. I'm not gonna go in there right now, but that's basically it. So it still sits on about 50 acres. But it is beautiful. If you haven't come here, you have to see it. It's actually really nice. Let me see if this guy can get me out of here. So it sits right on the water, and there's this right on the water, and right behind the house in the bay there's like a break that they built so that they can protect the house from like storm surge and large waves and hurricanes. Trip. I gotta get out of this area. Let's go this way. Let's try to find some better cell coverage. So Deering built the estate, or Deering built that, Vizcaya as a winter home, essentially. And had luxuries in there like dumb waiters and refrigerators, annunciators, telephones, back in the 1920s. So they spared no expense putting it together. The gardens are amazing. And they built this that windbreak that I was telling you about, or that storm break that I was telling you about, is right there, right behind the house on the bay. And it's a limestone structure that's made to resemble a ship. So it actually looks like an old ship. It's really cool. If you haven't been there, you should really go check it out. The reason why he built it was for sunshine. He suffered from anemia, and needed, the sunshine and the warmth. Right now, it's a museum. But believe it or not, back during Prohibition, there was some smuggling that went on there as well. They smuggled liquor out of there. So. All right. Clearly, I can't do multi-streaming to Rumble. It's just it's too hard on the device. So lack of coverage and horrible.
In terms of the subject that was just fired, static male, black clothing, Whitmore, we're getting this from a Richard at 1431, 7512.
You guys hear that? There's a dude who was just fired from Flanagan's.
Yep. 2722. Oh. Yes, 9. 7421 Pop.
Papa. Yeah, do you show me on lockdown?
You should not Kiss
You can show me on that 19 en route from station.
Yes, you guys are 19, I give you 17. At Miami and 8, Miami Avenue, 8th Street, call timed out in a Burger King parking lot. Involving a Silver Chevy Malibu and a golf car, 1432, 7421 Papa.
Case off from station.
Kiss off 7625, I'll show you check in D19 at 245 Southwest 24 Road, 245 Southwest 24 Road. Check for a white Toyota Corolla that's obstructing the driveway, 62 Delta Zulu Lima Echo at 1433, 7625. 7307 Echo. My 17625. 7512-7515. They're not advising that rescues and rock. There's a manager that checks with the subject. Again, he was just fired and he advised he was going home to 44 himself at 1433, 7512.
Oh boy.
Yes, sir. 7515, you're right. That's good stuff. At 1430. 70 girls, Monaco. Should be 0906.
There's always police
6
available.
1434 7625.
QSK, ma'am.
They'll prioritize
Yes,
calls
you check in A19, call sign
based on severity.
245 Southwest 24 Road, 245 Southwest 24 Road. And service a white Toyota Corolla, 62 Delta Zulu Lima Echo, obstructing the drive at 1434 7625.
QSL, ma'am. Can you just show me slightly delayed on 211 reference on FL? And then up.
So today at 1434
7624.
764.
Hey, good afternoon, Miami. Can you shoot me 19 IBM 44 HT4?
1434, line. $76.12. Miami, the 7612.
QSK?
You said 13 reference checking a video.
Show me on that.
1435.
$7610.
7613.
191 track.
Oh, no, 1435, Miami.
Yeah, they were just fired from Flanagan's, and he threatened to go home and 44 himself. So one of the managers, I guess, is kind of sitting there talking to him, making sure he doesn't leave, and somebody else called the police. They're probably gonna Baker Act him. Who knows?
Oh, 7512. 7512.
Miami, do you have a CIT or a CRT unit that's available?
We don't have any CRT today. I'm sending CIT unit to respond to 721 Bird Avenue.
They're trying to get
7511. Start heading that way if you can get a unit, D-shift unit, then relieve us, sir.
They're trying to get a crisis intervention
7522, show unit
unit.
50, reference relief, responded 337. Douglas Road, 1437, 7522.
That's Carousel 22 and Nixon.
Yes, 7511, I'll show you 15 delayed at 1437. D-shift 0.
Anyway, it was for the CIT unit at Method 50, 50's carrier.
Oh, okay, we'll carry you at 1437, 7522 district. So 7511, you like you are CIT en route, verify?
Yeah, it's QSL. You can get a piece of unit, help us out here.
Show you the clear the 50 en route, 7522 disregard that 50, show you 15 with the unit. Shows to be Atlantic, 2721 Bird Avenue, 2721 Bird. It's reference 44 at 1438, 7522.
That's QSL, en route.
Fine.
$7522, man.
Okay.
Do we have any active B-shift units in CIT?
Any CIT D-shift units monitoring? Is there any Section B to CIT.
Man, whenever there's
75.
Okay.
whenever there's
Charlie 15, go by arrival.
there's rain or cloud cover, which makes sense. But whenever there's rain or cloud cover, the radio transmissions get really crappy.
7526.
I'm gonna need to change my antennas. Not my antennas, but the receivers themselves. I think I'm gonna change it to an Air Spy with that GPS clock sync to see if I can get it not to cut off at the beginning or the end of transmissions. Or maybe it's just City of Miami. I'm not sure where the problem is coming from. It is annoying though. Oh, 7511 just got there. See anybody here?
6158.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're here.
6158. Hey. 4906. Keys in 1441 then.
I don't see anything. But anyway, I hope the guy does better. Guy or girl. They didn't. Oh yeah, they did say himself. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like to go to those calls.
2127. My Division 9, IBM 44394, radio number 0361. If you just show me on that IG call you have holding at Southwest 10 Avenue first, I believe.
Yeah, I hope they get the help they need to.
Careful. 2127 back, if you show me arrival at Central. Careful. 2127 arrival at Central. And 311. 7411 standby just 2127 there. 2127. Here's the verifying. Yes. Careful, and I'll show you right back first. Because reference to 17, you can show me 09, 1 tracks, 1 summons, and you can also show me 09 from this call, and I'll be around to take over the front desk. Yes, sir? Yes, so the 13 instrument is going to just be an 09, and then you said the 17 is 09 with the report? It's 09 for me, just the primary unit is still there. 09 for me, and show me around to the front desk. Yes, I'm sure the front desk process. 7523. 7523, yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, Miami. Show me 09, IBM 47005. Yes, good afternoon. That's why it's 23 minutes.
PFR 11.
Just me.
Good 1399 on the call. PD no longer needed. Waiting for the complainant. Okay.
Just a second.
All right, so my initial plans have been thwarted. I thought I had a good some good research.
1445.
They're gonna try a live drive during the next full moon. When is that? Saturday? Tomorrow?
South 52334, South 52415. It's going to be out 2775, Southwest 280, Shell gas station, Black Mountain Vegan refusing to leave, South 523. South 523.
Hey Sean, how you doing?
South 524.
524.
34 and 23 or 15 at the Shell gas station on 2728 for Black Mountain Vegan refusing to leave, South 524.
216 and 10.
South 523.
Here's my MS in the station.
7122 56, 7123 15. 5375 Northwest 7th Street, 5375 Northwest 7th Street, apartment 528. Rescues a route for 29-year-old female with self-insurance schizo. Unsure with Ligand, 7122.
TSL for the pumps.
Yeah, person 7123.
TSL 275.
7124 34, 7126 15. 4831 West Flag, you're going for ME's vehicle for 30% leave for hotel. 7124.
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for asking.
527.
I'm just listening.
7126.
Just listening to this dispatcher. I'm gonna reserve comment because you know, if you don't have anything nice to say.
7410.
Like, how do you talk for a living?
06, please. Good afternoon.
Okay.
Oh, they just changed him out. They just changed the operator. I was gonna say, how do you talk for a living and not move, do your best not to move your mouth? That's what it sounds like. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to the drawing board with the. I thought that I could maybe put together something really quick, for a 1 hour production, separated into multiple segments. The approach initially when I went live, it wasn't like I said, it wasn't planned or scripted or anything like that. It was just kind of like bullet points to discuss these various topics. But aside from the fact that the feed was falling down and we don't have any cell phone coverage in Vizcaya itself, I think I need to spend a little bit more time putting together something that's a bit more researched than just bullet points.
It's going to
gonna be fluid attack 89 Delta Golf Romeo.
We'll do it next time though. I think we're gonna do the full moon one. That should be fun. It was fun the first time. I mean, where do you guys want to go? Comment in the comment on the video or right here in the chat. You know, what areas of Miami you want to see. My idea is to like go to like historic sites, just learn about them and then talk about them. You know, it's kind of difficult to get in Vizcaya with a car though. You used to be able to drive right up to the building. At least I remember that. You go in there and then drive through that area, and if I recall correctly, I thought that you could drive right up to the side of the building over there. Am I wrong about that? Am I remembering that wrong? Anybody remember? Also, my phone's overheating for some reason, again. I think it has to do with trying to multi-stream. I'm gonna have to fix that problem. Somebody just got pulled over.
Miami Avenue, 5th Street, on and right. And there's fluid attack, Papa. Juliet Hotel 57. That's all.
Also, I'm gonna have to remember to eat something before I go on these rides. It seems like the last time I was driving around, I was starving also. Or at least bring a snack with me or something. Lunch is almost ready. Oh boy. That sounds good. What are we eating? Mrs. Miami PD scanner over there multitasking, boy. She's manning the control room and making lunch. You right by my casa? What is it? Shoots with Nito? I can't read it from here. Too small. Getting old. Anyway, welcome to the chat. You know we're talking to somebody from Miami when they break into the chat with Spanglish.
5175.
Okay.
106.
Well, yeah. So Shoots with Nito says, so what, you drive around? Well, kind of technically, yeah, I guess that's what we're doing. We're going for a drive. Drive around, listen to the police scanner in the background, and if something pops off in any one of the districts, I mean, if we're near it and it's interesting, we'll go there, you know, and just broadcast whatever's going on.
Jessica.
I've done this a few times, still getting used to it. You know, I'm not an expert at this whole broadcasting, you know, putting on a show or a production kind of thing. So I'm still trying to figure it out. But yeah, for now, basically what it's been is just talking around, driving around, talking shit, listening to the scanner, and, you know, seeing how it goes. QSL. Hey, I don't know. I can't see the chat. I don't know how many people are. I can see the chat, but I can't see the channel. I don't know how many people are in the chat are watching right now. But if you are watching, I'd like to tell you to take this opportunity to go ahead and smash that like button. It helps a lot. And if you haven't been here to this channel before, we have 4 other live streams that are going 24/7, and it's the same scanner audio that you're listening to here in the background, and those are live 24/7. Whenever there's a beep tone or some emergency on one of those channels, there's a push notification. There's an automated push notification that gets sent out to Telegram anytime that there's a beep tone. You can find the link to Telegram anywhere in the description. In the description of this video, or anywhere in the channel description, or any of the other live videos. If you want less alerts, because the Telegram alerts are all of the alerts, the speed ups, the slowdowns, the initial call outs, the officer not answering his radio, the interesting stuff, the not interesting stuff, everything is on Telegram. And you can go back and listen to stuff in the past also. So any one of the links that you click on will take you to directly to the beep tone and where it happened in the timeline. If you want less notifications, you can follow on X / Twitter at Miami PD Scanner. And if you want a really cool rundown of like 30-second shorts, you know, of all of the curated beep tones, you can find those on Instagram, also at Miami PD Scanner. Those are pretty cool because you can scroll through them pretty quickly. If you don't have the audio on, you can read the recap at the top of the post inside the video itself. And if you do have the audio on, you can hear the 30 seconds of audio that came after the beep tone. So, and if you want to know when I go live here, you can just hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell, and you'll get a notification whenever I go live on the road. It's not something I do regularly or on a schedule. Just whenever I have time and when I can do it, I do it. Sometimes stuff happens, sometimes doesn't. Sometimes it's boring, sometimes it's funny. But yeah, that's what we do. Drive around. Alright guys, so true to form, I'm gonna keep this one to an hour. I had a completely different plan for this particular 1 hour broadcast, and you know what? You know about plans. What is it? No plan survives first contact. No plan survives first contact with the enemy. Or what is that Mike Tyson said? Everybody's got plans until you get punched in the face, or something like that. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. So, I mean, it wasn't a total disaster today, but I was I was expecting a different cadence for sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anything's going on right now, and I am hungry. And the wifey says that we've got food ready to go, so I'm gonna make my way back home and get something to eat. Maybe we'll go live later tonight. No, I'm not a Leo. Never have been. Never worked for the city. Never applied. I'm a tech guy. I've always been involved in tech in one way or another. You know, from building computers for, you know, small businesses when I was 16 years old to, you know, working for international you know, companies and running their IT, you know, departments. But yeah, I'm a, you know, I'm a tinkerer at heart. I guess a computer engineer by trade, and yeah, I really like technology. All of the automations on this channel, everything that this channel does, I built myself from the ground up. The servers it runs on, the software that it uses, all of the automations, all of the Python scripting, with the exception of, you know, some things that were readily available from GitHub and, you know, stuff like that, like OP25 and FD-Tone Notify. But for the most part, everything else is my own proprietary stuff. All right, Shoots with Info and everybody else, or wait, let's see, what does it say? Shoots with Nito. Shoots with Nito. All right, Shoots with Nito and everybody else, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate you tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. If we don't talk, have a nice weekend as well. And as always, see you soon.